Was it Florio who said yesterday that top to bottom?
It's the greatest collection of coaches the division has ever seen.
Yeah. Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Pete Carroll.
I think there's no doubt about it.
Wow. AFC West.
No doubt.
Deep end of the pool for sure.
Wait a second, though.
I know that. I said no. I said which division did I say? AFC North was the toughest division in football.
Well, I mean, we were talking about the greatest collection of coaches. I was going to do a little pushback.
Well,
in a division, name one.
Well, there was once a time that Tom Landry, Bill Parcells,
Joe
Gibbs, and
Buddy Ryan.
Well, I was going to go Dick Vermeil.
Dick Vermeil, sure.
We're all.
Yeah, that's similar, don't you think?
I don't even. You can't. There's no.
Well, Andy Reid has
there.
more. Andy Reid has more wins than Tom Landry now.
Yeah, but he wasn't there at that point.
I'm talking about right now. And Payton's a Parcells acolyte. He comes from the Parcells world, right?
I mean, there's a lot of rings in that AFC West
right now. Well, I mean, Jim's got a college one.
Doesn't have one. I mean,
Sean Payton's got one in the NFL. No, listen, Reid's the only one who's got multiple rings in that division, but they've all coached in Super Bowls, every last one of them. You know, that's a deep end of the pool. We'll talk about that with Daniel Jeremiah in a second.
We can argue this later, but
that's all right.
I just meant me and him after because he's got this look on his face like
no. But you know, you look at obviously at the end of the road. Andy Reid's in the Hall of Fame, right? Mm-hmm. And
I think football's a little harder to coach now than it was.
No, but
back
at
then.
the end of the road, well, free agency didn't exist though. Like people weren't going to go. There was no franchise tagging. There was no free agency period. Like you drafted somebody, they were yours.
It's way harder to be a coach now.
I think so too. Yeah. There was nobody like. Could you imagine if Hollywood Henderson had Twitter? I'm serious.
I'm also
Lawrence
just talking
Taylor,
about the complexity of offenses and defensive schemes.
No, I'm talking about if TMZ existed when Lawrence Taylor was on the Giants.
Well, yeah, the whole other set of issues there.
But that's what coaches have to deal with today. Yeah. And by the end of the day, you know.
The Lawrence Taylor podcast.
Let's talk it out here.
Even without a podcast, think about what Bill had to deal with LT. Like, I don't care if it was today or 20 years ago. There is nobody. You thought Christian Wilkins was kissing the dude on the head was a problem?
Dude.
LT was in the. We know what he was doing.
I told you that story. I told you the story that Bill. That, again, you can look it up right now. You can go find it somewhere on the internet. Bill Belichick on the set of NFL 100 with Lawrence Taylor sitting there told the story of how Lawrence Taylor was habitually late to defensive meetings. And Belichick was basically at the end of his rope and told Parcells about it and said, LT's constantly late to the meetings. And Parcells' response was, well, why did you start the meeting before he got there?
Right.
Parcells 101, man.
Okay.
That guy
so, but at the end of the day, right, Reid's in the Hall of Fame, and Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh have a shot.
They're
if one of them wins another Super Bowl, Now, again, I understand Mike Shanahan won 2 back-to-back, and he's still not in.
Yep.
He will be.
Look how long it took Tom Flores to get in.
Should be, yeah.
So, this is what I'm saying is that at the time, though, you know, until Bill won his second, was he in? And by the time Bill won his second, Landry was out the door.
Yeah.
Because
Bill won his second
in 1990.
90, right? Okay, his first
and as you know, Jerry Jones arrived late 80s, and he went to Jimmy Johnson. So, you know, and you knew Gibbs and Landry were in the Hall of Fame while they were coaching. This is pretty damn close. It's a good pull of the NFC East from back in the day right there. Good. Excellent pull. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.